House will come to order. The pledge this morning is by Trinity Barnes, Girl Scout Troop number 386, Home School, Pueblo, Colorado, and guest of Representative Buentello.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Randall, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt. Excused. Baisley. Beckman. Benavides. Byrd. Bockenfeld. Buckner. Buentello. Caravale. Carver. Catlin. Coleman. Cutter. Duran. Escar. Exum. Froelich. Galindo. Garnett. Geithner. Gonzalez Gutierrez. Gray. Hanson. Herod. Hooten. Humphrey. Jackson. Harkes Lewis. Kennedy. Kipp. Kraft Tharp. Landgraf. Landgraf. Excuse. Larson. Lewis. Lewis. Excused. Liston. Lontine. McCluskey. McKean. McLaughlin. Melton. Michelson Janae. Mollica. Excused. Representative Lewis is present. Neville. Pelton. Ransom. Rich. Roberts. Sane. Sandridge. Singer. Excused. Sirota. Snyder. Soper. Sullivan. Tipper. Titone. Representative Singer is present. Valdez A. Valdez D. Van Winkle. Weissman. Will. Williams. Excused. Wilson. Madam Speaker.
With 59 present, 6 excused, we have a quorum. Representative McCluskey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Roses are red, violets are blue. Please vote yes, or you'll make me boo-hoo.
Yay!
Madam Speaker, I move that the Journal of Wednesday, April 10th, 2019 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
You have heard the the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. The motion passes. Announcements and introductions. Representative Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, friends, it is Hockey Day in Colorado. The Avs play at 8 p.m. in Calgary, their first playoff game. Go Avs, go. And our DU Pioneers are in the Frozen Four, the Final Four for all of college hockey. The DU Pioneers play against University of Massachusetts at 5 p.m. So it's a great night of hockey for our great state of Colorado.
Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Finance Committee, I want to make an announcement that House Bill 1212 will be laid over, will not be heard in committee today. House Bill 1212 related to HOAs will not be heard today, will be laid over 1 week. Thank you.
Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, I'm sure you noticed that it was Zoo Day at the Capitol, but the ones that the zookeepers brought aren't the only animals that are here. Over on my right, we have the Huskies from Florence, Colorado, and I certainly wish that I could introduce their teacher, Randy Ratkovich, and the girls, Alexa, Sunny, Michonne, and Cassie, but I can't do that by name. But welcome the Huskies from Florence.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you, and good morning, Madam Speaker and members. This is a reminder for the judiciary calendar. We will be hearing 5 bills this afternoon: 1275, 201, 1304, Senate Bill 27, House Bill 1303, House Bill 1297 concerning jail data collection is being reset on the calendar till Tuesday. We will not hear 1297 today.
Representative Melton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Today's Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday, and the majority leader is already ahead of the game by bringing the baby in early. But remember, tomorrow is bow tie, bolo, baby, and scarf, and a whole bunch of other things Fridays. Be sure to help celebrate our bipartisan camaraderie.
Representative McLaughlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to serve with you. Thank you. Okay, Education Committee, another fun day in paradise. We are listening to Senate Bill 002, House Bill 1249 for action only, Senate Bill 10, House Bill 1276, and Senate Bill 189. It's a full day, and I look forward to seeing you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Energy and Environment Committee. Yes, we still have 4 bills upon adjournment. 1284, 1260, 1279, 1298.
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Rural Affairs and Agriculture Committee, we have a meeting upon adjournment. House Bill 1305 and Senate Bill 4 on the agenda. We also added a bill yesterday, Senate Bill 162, upon adjournment in room 107.
Representative Michelson-Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This morning, if you notice on your desks, everybody take a look on your desk, you each received a small plant from the Raise Colorado Coalition celebrating the approximately 180 babies who will be born in Colorado today. Today, 180 babies will be born to play with you. That's not in my script. And reminding us that the decisions we make here at the Capitol impact each of those babies and their families. Raise Colorado is a statewide coalition convened by Clayton Early Learning, Colorado Children's Campaign, and a steering committee of diverse stakeholders, including the Denver chapter of the Black Child Development Institute, the Early Childhood Council of Larimer County, Families Forward Resource Center, Grand Beginnings, Gorilla Mamas, Roots Family Center, and Parent Possible. Whew. That takes collective action to promote bold public policy and change public perceptions regarding the health and well-being of pregnant people, new families, infants, and toddlers. Raise Colorado supports all Colorado's children and families during the prenatal period through the earliest years to ensure healthier communities, a stronger workforce, and a more robust economy now and into the future. Thank you, Colorado General Assembly, for making babies and their families a priority. priority this legislative session and into the future. And let's welcome our guests from Raise Colorado standing in the back. Please stand and give them a round of applause for their hard work for Colorado families.
Representative Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee will be meeting this afternoon at 1:30 in LSBA to hear House Bill 1316, Senate Bill 200, and Senate Bill 154.
Representative Singer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have two announcements to make. First of all, for all of you that love free lunch, the Children's Caucus has actually been postponed until next week in deference to the weather and making sure that everyone can get to where they need to go. So we will not see you today, but we will see you hopefully next week for a great discussion with Dr. Wells, among many other experts in our child welfare field. On another note, I'm going to try and not break any rules by not breaking two rules at once. I know I'm not supposed to announce interest groups. I'm not supposed to talk about bills. But there is a bill up later that has been going through the process for years. And there are members in the gallery, almost a decade now. There are members in the gallery that are here to watch that today. So on that bill that shall remain unnamed until third reading, and for the group that shall remain unnamed, thank you for being here to be part of the moral arc of the universe, and thank you for your tenacity, and please join me in welcoming them.
I am not at all sure who we're welcoming, but welcome. Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to introduce Adela. She is 9 months old. She is excited to be here, and she looks forward to watching all of you guys work very hard today. Can you wave?
Welcome, Adela.
Working on the wave. Working on it. Can you do it? No. We practice.
Any other announcements? Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today is Zoo Day at the Capitol, everybody. Who's excited? And we would like to present a tribute. Will you please read the tribute, Mr. Randall?
Members, please be quiet in the chamber.
The Senate and House of Representatives convened in the 72nd General Assembly hereby extend sincere commendations to Denver Zoo Day. Denver Zoo was founded in 1896 with a single bear cub, and today is home to more than 3,500 animals representing 550 species, many of which are threatened or endangered. Denver Zoo is the most visited cultural destination in Colorado, committed to conservation by bringing science education to life and providing extraordinary experiences that foster human and animal connections. Located in Denver City Park, the zoo is a nonprofit organization accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which assures the highest standards of animal care. With the mission to secure a better world for animals through human understanding, Denver Zoo commits more than $2.5 million annually to field conservation for programs around the world. The Colorado General Assembly recognizes the Denver Zoo for its remarkable 123 years serving the community and is pleased to have an international leader in animal care, conservation, and education in the Centennial State. On request of Representative Leslie Herod and Senator Angela Williams, given this 11th day of April 2019, State Capitol in Denver.
Representative Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, please be seated. I want to just give you guys a few little tidbits about Denver Zoo, which is located in the heart of District 8. At the Denver Zoo, they are very big on conservation. They work with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums to support animals through voluntary programs like the Species Survival Program, a breeding program that facilitates the survival of many species by keeping zoo populations healthy and abundant. They have over 3,600 mouths and beaks to feed at the Denver Zoo. It is one of the only zoos in the country that has a full-time curator dedicated to the animal behavior and enrichment programs. Finally, the Denver Zoo's animal care team includes 10 veterinarian teams, 79 keepers, and 12 animal curators and supervisors who work together to provide the finest state-of-the-art care to animals around the clock. I would like to note that none of our friends at the Denver Zoo, none of their friends were harmed in the making of this vest. And I would like to also welcome to the chamber representatives from the Denver Zoo. Please do stand. And my favorite representative from Denver Zoo, Azul, who is our feathered friend over in the corner. Please stand and be acknowledged by the chamber. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Denver Zoo, for joining us today and bringing some of your feathered and non-feathered friends. Are there any other announcements or introductions? Seeing none, the next order of business is third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1227.
House Bill 1227 by Representative Benavides, House Senator Lee, concerning requirement the Department of Personnel create a prevailing wage working group to determine the appropriate manner in which to implement a prevailing wage requirement for state contracts.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1227 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1227 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 41 aye votes, 23 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1227 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1271.
House Bill 1271 by Representative Arnold, Senator Quorum, concerning clarification of the authority of the Colorado Water Conservation Board to augment stream flows with acquired water rights that have been previously decreed for augmentation use.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1271 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1271 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Please close the machine. With 41 aye votes, 23 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1271 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1272.
House Bill 1272 by Representatives Byrd, all Senators Winter and Priola, concerning housing authority participation in the Colorado New Energy Improvement District program.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1272 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1272 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Beckman. Please close the machine. With 41 aye votes, 23 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1272 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of Senate Bill 139.
Senate Bill 139 by Senators Quorum and Moreno, also Representatives Galindo and Singer, concerning the issuance of the Department of Revenue of identification documents to people who are not lawfully present in Colorado on a permanent basis in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 139 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 139 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. McKean. Please close the machine. With 42 aye votes, 22 no votes, and 1 excused, Senate Bill 139 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1239.
House Bill 1239 by Representatives Tipper and Caraveo, also Senators Priol and Winter, concerning the promotion of an accurate count in the decennial census by creating a census outreach program in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1239 on third reading and final passage.
Representative Beckman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is the first time I've come up on third reading in my career. I want to thank the taxpayers of Colorado. Thank you so much for everything you do. And I think it's important enough to talk about these issues because of how we're going to spend the taxpayers' money in Colorado. We all know that April 15th is the day your taxes are due. I have a lot of friends that are filing their taxes. And in the federal government and the state, we pay a lot of taxes. And in this environment where many are talking about eliminating the taxpayers' Bill of Rights, our roads are not paved, our schools are not funded, infrastructure is crumbling, and we'll probably ask for a tax increase sometime in the future. We have this bill, House Bill 19-1239. And I think we have to really understand what this bill does and why it is so concerning to so many of us. It's $6 million funding of a very heavily funded, already from the federal government, $2.8 billion funding census outreach. I'm concerned that in the shadow of government funding of organizations like ACORN and government community organizings from organizations like Planned Parenthood, that there's concern about where taxpayer money goes in an environment of community organizing. This is a project that is a federal responsibility and already funded by the federal government. I do believe that we will need to track this money as we track so much money that is going to left-leaning organizations and in the end up in our communities as community organizing. It's important that we understand this is a federal program. It's already funded by the federal government. We have significant needs in the state of Colorado. And we're going to spend $6 million on a duplicative effort that will end up being community organizing, taxpayer funded in our communities. It'll be interesting to see where this money goes. I would ask for a no vote.
Representative Tipper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As we've discussed and as we have tried to show you with the numbers, the federal census is going to be different this year, different than every other year prior. We know that we stand to lose a lot of critical funding for all these areas that my colleague mentioned: transportation, healthcare, education, critical dollars. If we do not make a very modest investment in this census, we will not draw down those federal dollars. So this is something that we will actually be able to deliver dollars to every single one of our districts. I ask for a yes vote on this critical bill. Thank you.
Representative Sane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I just want to address a very terrible rumor I heard going around this building and in the lobby. But I'm hoping no local elected officials ever says something like this, but something to the effect of it doesn't matter if they're citizens or not, we need to count them because we need that money for infrastructure. Well, according to, again, what the census is created for and what's on page 3 in this bill, a precise count is vital to guaranteeing each state receives the appropriate number of seats in the United States House of Representatives and influences how states draw their legislative districts. That is the most important thing that the decennial census does. Now, if you want other data, there's the American Community Survey that goes on every single year. But the decennial census is for expressly this purpose. And so I would call that ill-gotten gains if anybody is saying something to that effect. And because that particular amendment was not accepted yesterday, I am concerned that even those local government officials that, want to make sure this is an accurate count of citizens for that purpose may receive funding that they otherwise would not receive because we are counting non-citizens. This is really important, and that's why I'm very concerned not only for the future of Colorado and this country, but I'm also concerned about those local governments receiving what they should be receiving based on an accurate and precise count. Like I said, there's other mechanisms to determine how many folks reside in that district, whether they're citizens or not. That is asked on the ACS. There's also multiple questions regarding home ownership and a lot of other things too. I think something yours, it's up to 80 questions. So there are other surveys going on. It's not, this is something that I think this particular one, I'm just concerned that we may be counting more people than we should be counting in some of these districts. I don't want to put anybody in that situation. I don't want to put anybody in a compromising position. So if that amendment had been passed, this may have been a good bill, but I'm going to vote no on this today and urge you to do so.
Representative Hansen. Sorry.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I just wanted to add a little bit more information from our debate that we had yesterday. I think it's so critical that we pass this bill, and there's some very important budget reasons. So I bring to this discussion the lens of the JBC, the work that we are in the middle of right now in setting our state budget. About a third of the $30 billion that we spend comes from the federal government. And many of those funding streams from the federal government are based on the information that comes out of the census. In statute, in federal statute, we get money based on the count. So if we don't get this count right, we know that over a 10-year period, the state will lose about $20,000 of federal funds for every person we fail to count. Every single missed person has an impact on the state budget of about $20,000. So small mistakes add up over the course of the 10 years in between this census. We have to get this right. We have to get it right because it's the right thing to do, because of political representation. Of course, that's the direct reason it's in our Constitution, but it also has serious implications for our state budget. And that is why it's so important that the state make this investment. This is an investment to get the count right so that we get the proper amount of federal funding and that we can do our job in this state. It is absolutely appropriate, it's absolutely correct for us to make this investment, and I urge your support on this important bill.
Representative Sane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm sorry, just to correct what was just said, this bill says decennial census. Now, if it was a bifurcation, had an American Community Survey, that would be different. But again, we will not lose any money because this bill didn't pass. There are surveys that are conducted every single year that are extremely detailed, and we can still receive funds based on that. But the decennial census, again, the number one priority of the decennial census is to make sure we have an accurate count for representation in Congress and the House of Representatives and drawing our legislative districts. That should be our highest priority. This bill confuses that. Vote no.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1239 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Singer, McKean, Soper. Please close the machine. With 41 aye votes, 23 no votes, and 1 excused, House Bill 1239 is passed. Co-sponsors. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until Friday, April 12th.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over till Friday, April 12th. Announcements and introductions. Representatives Kraft, Tharp, and Herod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, we are changing the calendar for next week, so pay attention. Finance will meet on Monday afternoon at 1:30 as usual. We will also be meeting Wednesday at 1:30. We will not be meeting Thursday upon adjournment. So Monday and Wednesday, 1:30 next week.
Representative Kraft, Tharp.
Thank you. Business Affairs and Labor Committee. We will meet on Wednesday afternoon at 1:30 as usual. We will not meet on Tuesday upon adjournment.
Representative Gray.
Transportation and Local Government Committee. I mentioned this yesterday, but it has been confirmed. We have not had our last meeting. We'll be meeting on Monday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. We will not have our standard Tuesday and Wednesday meetings next week. So Monday at 1:30 p.m. Thanks.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Energy and Environment Committee, we will not be meeting next week.
Representative McLaughlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And for those on the education waiting with bated breath, our times have not changed. You do not need to reorganize your brain. We will still be meeting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1:30. Thank you.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Judiciary members, we are meeting as normal next week, Tuesday and Thursday at 1:30. We will have a full load both days. Please do not make any evening plans.
Representative Singer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the Public Health Care and Human Services Committee, we will be meeting on Friday to hear 3 bills, but we will not be meeting next week. So thank you all for your service. Look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Rural Affairs and Agriculture, we will meet upon adjournment at 11 o'clock. And next week, we will not be meeting either Monday or Thursday.
Representative Lontine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. No, the Health and Insurance Committee is not meeting today, but our schedule will be changing next week, and I just wanted to make sure everyone is aware. We will be meeting next Monday afternoon at 1:30, and we will not be meeting Tuesday upon adjournment. We will also have our regular Wednesday meeting, so meeting Monday, not meeting Tuesday, still meeting Wednesday. Thank you, Health and Insurance Committee.
Representative Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee schedule next week is not changing. We're still meeting on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at 1:30. The bills listed in your printed calendars are the ones we are planning to hear unless additional bills are assigned.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I neglected to note that Energy and Environment, we will be meeting upon adjournment, but I'm going to give you like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we'll see you at 11.
Representative Hansen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And members of House Appropriations, it is time to begin our more intense work. I'm going to go with intense. We've got quite a lot of bills to get through in the next several weeks, and we will start that more intense schedule tomorrow morning at 7:30. So here is the list of bills we will be considering tomorrow morning. House bills, these are all House bills, 1013, 1045, 1088, 1120, 1122, 1132, 1133, 1134, 1171, 1184, 1187, 1188, 1202, 1228, 1233, 1237, 1247, 1250, 1255, 1262, 1265, 1269, and 1280. I look forward to seeing everyone bright and early at House Appropes.
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, how many of you are interested in mental health and suicide prevention? I can see one little member right there. Good. So Monday, April 15th, is the last Veterans Caucus. We will have an expert there to talk to us about this. You need to RSVP to Jerry if you want lunch. And remember, there's information on the back of your flyer that talks about the people in your counties and the age range that commit suicide who have been in the military.
Members, I have one announcement. Representative Landgraf will substitute for Representative Williams on State Affairs today only. And I hope you all heard the change in committee schedules for next week. That is no upon adjournment committees, so we can maximize time on the floor for second and third readings, and slight changes in the afternoon schedules. Any other announcements or introductions? Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will be in recess till later today.